Hey there everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is going to be something completely different to what I've done before, but don't worry, my Kerbal Space Program videos will still be being uploaded twice a week at least. And this is just going to be something extra that I'm starting, a new game. This is Crusader Kings 2 by Paradox Interactive. And I've got to say that this kind of game, the grand strategy games, are my favorite type of games. And I've been playing this kind of things, starting with the game Victoria 1. Back in the early 2000s, I think. I did play Crusader Kings 1, but that was after that. I bought it in a sale. But yeah, let's just have a look at what this game is all about. As you can see here, we have a map of Europe, and with the newest map mod, newest patch release, sorry, they've extended it all the way out to India. I can't play them because I don't have those, but the way that Paradox works is that if it's been released in an add-on, the patch is there that makes it compatible for everybody to play together in multiplayer, which is an amazing thing that they've done. And they're carrying that across all their other games as well, so that's something I wish other studios would do, actually. Looking over in Europe, you can see the world as it was in 1066, during the battle for the English crown with William the Conqueror. At this point, part of France, it seems. I think it's... yeah, it's still part of the French crown, but then when he wins, there's an event that kicks it over. This area to be part of England. But yeah, as you can see, the main block of power in the world is either the Holy Roman Empire or the Byzantine Empire, which was the Roman Empire. But then you have all of these areas that you don't really hear about in contemporary history, which are massive population centers that had their own wars, their own fights between each other. But yeah, the Holy Roman Empire itself is comprised of different kingdoms underneath one emperor who's elected by those kings and dukes. But yeah, I suppose I should probably say how this game is even played. What is the outlook? Crusader Kings 2 is probably best described as a dynasty management game with strategy and economy and war and intrigue and assassinations and everything all mixed in. Some people who don't like it have just described it as a marriage sim, because you do have to marry off your heirs to make alliances and things like that, but it's a lot deeper than that. You can find really obscure lords and marry their daughters and end up assassinating all of their sons so that the daughter is the heir, and then you obviously will inherit their thrones when you have a child with them. And it's got a lot of starting ages. With one of the mods, it included a Norse era here, which is, pre-France, when all of the Dark Age kingdoms were there, and you can see how fragmented it is, especially in the east. But the amount of research they must have done, because as you can see, if I just pick a random province in, I think this is Iran-Afghanistan border. Yeah, pick here for example. You can see that on the 1st of January, year 867, there is a particular Shah who is the ruler of this time. It has his age, it has the sub-king underneath him. The amount of detail, because in each of these provinces there's up to 6 villages, each with their own rulers, own systems of government, own economy model. There's a keeping track of what soldiers they've got, and obviously all of those people who are rulers, you can play as them, and they have their own courts of maybe 20 people. So it's a massive game, especially if you've done any editing of Paradox games. I mean, that's one of the things I love about them. You can just go into text files and change stuff about. They're just reams of databases for this game. It's astonishing. But yeah, we can have a look here to see what the religions were of the time and see how they change. These are starting points. It's one continuous campaign. For example, if you pick out 1066, you'll be playing through to beyond the 100 Years' War scenario here. But what these are is they're just historical milestones that you can pick out if you think there's a particular era that's more interesting to you. Now, I'm trying to think about who I should play with as my first series on this. I want to do eventually a grand playthrough where I start with, for example, a random count in maybe Spain, and in Crusader Kings 2 try and capture Spain. I mean, obviously the objective is a world domination, But, you know, see how far I can get. Maybe I have a blob that consists of Spain and France. And then what I'll do is I'll set myself the limitation that in my next game, which would be Europa Universalis, I would have to start off with one of the smallest members in the block that I owned to make it like a continuous game, and that way you can play from 867 all the way through to the Cold War with Hearts of Iron 3. So that's what I want to do, but that'll be as an aside. I want to have individual series running for each of the games separate, and then do a grand campaign that might take a couple of years maybe, going through at the side of all that. And then obviously there'll be Kerbal Space Program videos on the side of that as well. So yeah, who is to start? Who should I start with? I mean, the Byzantine Empire is incredibly interesting because there's a mod here called the Legacy of Rome, and that's added a lot of flavor events and ways that the Byzantine Empire can manage its infighting with each other while trying to hold off the Arabian horde. What other mods do I have? I also have the Sword of Islam, which means I can play as a Muslim nation. I also have the Republic DLC, which means I can take one of the small Italian republics, such as there's Venice here, or even the German ones. I'm not sure if Hanse is in this time period. It's not. It's pagan at that time. Okay, but yeah, in, for example, this one, there's a... Oh, that's... Okay, I'm not sure what time period it is, but there's like a German republic here that operates on that basis, like a trading network. It's in Lubeck. I think that's the right county, but yeah. So, also we have the Sons of Abraham, which means I can play as the Jews, which I'm trying... I think there's one nation, because they're a minority religion in other places, but switch to religion view. You can see, here it is. Yes, one of the exiled places from the taken over. Well, when Jerusalem was taken over, they become one of the lost kind of tribes. And yeah, that's one of the reasons as well. Russia's got like a Jewish state now near Vladivostok. Rise of the Hansa, that'll be it. Where's the Hanseatic League? It might be under the Holy Roman Empire. It is. It's under the Holy Roman Empire. So yeah, this blob here has all of its sub-kings and independent realms within that. But they can't declare on war on other places without having repercussions for the Emperor and perhaps dragging them into it. And you definitely can't call the Emperor to drag... Or if you manage to actually get an alliance with the Emperor and declare war on Poland, you probably have, for maybe one province on the border, you would obviously have the whole might of the Holy Roman Empire helping you out. But yeah, where to start? I think I'm going to switch to the Count's view and have a look at some interesting one-province counts. And I'm not going to start in the Stamford Bridge campaign because I don't like it when Harold Godwinson wins, and then because sometimes that can bulk up France quite a bit, and you end up having just the Aquitanian kingdoms like it is in the old version of it. But what I'm going to do, yes, so I'm going to start in William the Conqueror, which is the day after I think he was crowned. I would like to start in Lincoln because that's where I was born, in that county. But that's under direct rule of the king, so if I was to take control of that, I'll be taking control of the whole of England, which is a bit... It's not difficult enough, really. I mean, it's great for a world conquest, but... and there's more to do, arguably, than being a count, because you have to sit there for a couple of years, just waiting for money to accumulate. But... see, Spain will be interesting, because you've got the... I think I'm going to do that, I'm going to play in Spain. The play in Spain is mostly against... the Arabs. Yeah. Okay. So, yes, who do I play? If we go to the Count's view again, there's many kingdoms in Spain. There's Leon, there's Galicia, Castile, Navarra, and I think independent Barcelona in this one, and Aragon as well. But they're all in like one dynasty, the Jimena dynasty. Yeah, I'm not going to start as one of those because that would be too easy, because like your brother dies and you just get his kingdom. So if I start... Oh, it's still Jimena. And I'm going to be, if I'm playing this, I'm going to be using kind of Mexican pronunciation because I don't know how to speak Spanish with Siempre estoy en León. That might be quite interesting. I'm also looking for an interesting name. I don't want to have like generic coat of arms. De Castilla. Asturias. Okay, that's not actual Asturias. Oh, that's Astorga. That is Asturias. Okay, I think that's who I'm going to be. I'm going to be Count Muñoz. Okay, well this is like a part 0, a little introduction. Stay tuned for the next video. Remember to subscribe so you can get all of the videos in this series and on the other series. And thanks for watching.